Hi, I'm Don Vavris with Time Warner Cable. You're watching a special YouTube promotional edition of one of our regular shows on the Time Warner Cable Northeast Ohio Network. If local programming is important to you, call us at 1-877-77-CABLE to schedule in-home delivery. We hope you enjoy this segment.
In the summer of 2000, Ken Derminer decided to try out for his high school football team. While at practice, Ken went into cardiac arrest and died because of an undetected heart defect. In his honor and to raise awareness, the Ken Heart Foundation was formed.
My brother passed away on the football field. He was 17 at the time, and he had an undiagnosed heart defect, which is a heart defect that obviously we never knew about, or his doctors. And since then, my mother started this mission to educate and prevent and raise awareness about sudden cardiac arrest.
One of the main goals of the Ken Heart Foundation is to promote the placement of automated external defibrillators in athletic arenas and other areas of physical activity. AEDs work by interpreting a person's heart rhythm and automatically deliver a defibrillation shock should someone go into cardiac arrest.
Without that shock from the AED, it decreases your survival rate by 10% every minute that goes by. So, 5 minutes goes by, you have a 50-50 chance of living or dying without that AED.
Another way the Ken Heart Foundation is raising awareness is through the chain of survival training in local schools. Partnering with the University Hospital of Geneva, they're teaching kids CPR and the basic skills that can save a person's life.
The schools are very thankful and gracious. We have a lot of great feedback from everywhere.
The work of the Ken Heart Foundation is already seeing results. They've been able to donate AEDs to many Northeast Ohio schools, fire departments, community parks, and recreation departments.
I know the pain and hurt that our family has gone through since losing him, and I just don't want anybody else to have to deal with that, losing a mother or father or brother or sister. So knowing that we could have helped in some way prevent, saving a life and preventing a death, I can sleep good at night. It makes me feel wonderful.
The Ken Heart Foundation knows it won't be able to prevent heart defects. However, they can still be successful if their efforts of raising awareness, providing AEDs, and training people in CPR prevent just one child from suffering the same fate as Ken Derminer.
I know when I saw my mother starting this whole foundation, I think she's just amazing and she's strong, and to take such a tragedy and gather some strength from it and to do what she's done, it blows my mind every day.
Time Warner Cable salutes the Ken Heart Foundation for their work in raising awareness of undetected heart defects and sudden cardiac arrest. Joining us now from the Ken Heart Foundation, please join me in welcoming Lynette Derminer. Lynette, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Watching that story was very emotional and moving because you lost your child to something that some consider to be rare, but you're saying that this really isn't all that rare.
Right. According to the Medical Association, unless a fatality happens to more than 200,000 in a population segment, it's all titled rare. So a lot of times the media will report the event as a rare event, but actually it is the leading cause of death on school property and for student athletes.
Now, your mission is to basically prevent people who are in school, youngsters who maybe wouldn't even realize that this could happen to them from happening to them. And how are you doing that?
Well, one thing we're doing is going out and educating the public about awareness. It's mainly letting people know that to respond to an emergency, you have to recognize the emergency. So a lot of it is like doing CPR in schools and letting them know that this can happen to any person at any age, at any time.
Actually, some of the things that you've donated saved a person's life recently?
Yeah, we've been donating defibrillators to youth athletic organizations and schools and the YMCAs and places that people congregate for about 4 years now. And one of the machines or devices was used to save a person at a YMCA in Ashtabula. So it's nice to see the family and for them to come up and thank us for our work and to know that we are making an impact in the community.
You know, when I think about the fact that you started this foundation because you experienced a loss, and yet you're doing everything that you can not only to make sure that that doesn't happen to another family, but you're also allowing your son Ken's legacy to live on. That must be very special to you.
Yeah, I think it's important because, you know, when it happened, we always were under the notion if it could happen to us, it could happen to anyone, and we didn't want his death to be in vain. So we said, let's do what we can to fix the cracks in the system that the kids are falling through, and it was important to give his life meaning as well.
So for the viewers out there who are saying, you know what, I want to help, I think that this is a wonderful cause and I want to join the fight, what do they have to do in order to get involved, and how can they get involved?
Well, of course, they can always visit our website, but they all should look at their own community rec leagues and schools and say, do you know if you have a defibrillator? Do you have an emergency response plan that will act to a cardiac emergency, whether it's adult or a child? Do you maintain your machines? Do you have an action plan in place? Because a lot of times the schools will go into them and they'll say, oh yeah, we got a defibrillator, but the pads are expired or nobody's maintaining the program, and it really does take a village. You know, it can't just be left on one person. Right. It needs, you know, the parents' involvement, the school's involvement, the kids' involvement. You know, a lot of emergency services can come in and teach the teachers CPR and the kids CPR, so it really can protect people. And you know, sudden cardiac arrest is an outcome. It's not actually a disease, so it can happen from respiratory distress, flu, drug interaction, anaphylactic shock, all kinds of reasons can lead to cardiac arrest, and you need to be able to respond to that.
Sure, and knowledge is power, and a defibrillator isn't going to do anything if it's just standing on the wall.
Right.
So, Lynette, thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope that the viewers will be able to contribute their efforts and help you guys, and what you're doing is a wonderful thing. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Time Warner Cable will be making a $1,000 donation to each of the organizations featured on the program. We are honored to support these worthy causes that make our community a better place. For more information on the Nature Center at Shaker Lakes, visit them on the web at shakerlakes.org. Point your browser to www.nohf.org for more information on the Northern Ohio Hemophilia Foundation. To learn about heart defects in children and to read the story of the Ken Hart Foundation, go to www.kenhart.org. If you'd like to suggest a nonprofit for an upcoming show, visit Time Warner's Neon website at twcneon.com. I'm Nicole Zagleski, and you've been watching Helping Hands on Neon, the Time Warner Cable Northeast Ohio Network. See you next time.